What if today, God himself had something to say to you? Not to a crowd, not to the world, but to you personally, intimately, lovingly. Imagine his voice reaching through the noise of your life, into the very places you've tried to hide, into the wounds you carry in silence. This isn't just a video. This is a conversation between your soul and the one who created it. So take a deep breath. Let the world wait. This is your moment. God is calling you closer, and every word you're about to hear, he means for you.
My beloved child, come closer. I know your heart, even when you try to hide it behind your smile. I see the way your soul trembles when night falls and silence echoes louder than words. I see the longing in your eyes, the weight you carry, the questions that chase you from morning to night. Am I enough? Will things ever get better? Is anyone truly listening? Yes, I am listening. I have always been listening, and now I am speaking. Stay with me. The words I whisper today are the beginning of something sacred, a journey that will open your eyes, awaken your heart, and change your life. You were not created to be forgotten or broken. You were made in the image of eternal love. And that love, my love, has never been shaken by your doubts or sins. I do not flinch when you fall. I do not leave when you cry. I am not like those who once promised you the world only to walk away when you needed them most. I am faithful, even in your silence. My eyes have never stopped watching over you. Not one tear has fallen without my notice. Not one sleepless night has passed without my presence at your side. I am not distant. I am not waiting for you to be perfect. I am here now, ready to lift you. Let me remind you, you are not defined by the broken promises of others. You are not the sum of your regrets or the voices that said you couldn't. You are mine. And in me, there is hope that no one can steal from you. Even if the world around you shifts like sand, I remain your rock. When people forget, I remember. When others let go, I hold tighter. Come, let me carry what you've been holding alone for too long. You have searched for peace in the noise of this world, and all you found was more confusion. You tried to prove your worth, but it wore you out. You tried to please people who never saw the beauty I placed in you. But today, let it end. Lay down your exhaustion. Come into my arms. I don't ask for polished words. Just speak to me as you are. I long to hear your voice. Not just your victories, but your fears, your shame, your doubts. I want it all. Nothing you confess will cause me to love you less. I already know, and I already chose you. Do you remember the moment you felt most alone? The moment you thought no one would understand? I was there. I never left. You survived it because I was fighting for you even when you couldn't see me. And now I want you to live, not just survive. I want your joy to be full, your life to overflow, your steps to be confident. I know what you've lost. I know the doors that shut in your face. I know the weight of betrayal and disappointment. But my plans are not canceled by your pain. In fact, I use your pain to birth new purpose. Listen to me now. Your past is not your prison. Those mistakes, those moments of weakness, they don't disqualify you. My sacrifice on the cross wasn't just to forgive you. It was to give you power, freedom, and new life. You are not a failure. No, my child, you are a fighter, a warrior clothed in grace. And today, I declare over you a new beginning. One not built on what others think, but on who I say you are. And I say you are chosen, redeemed, worthy, and deeply loved. There is a light in you that this world cannot extinguish. Though others may try to diminish your worth, I will increase your strength. Though storms rise and shadows fall, I will be your shelter. Though lies surround you, my truth will prevail. You were never meant to face this life alone. You were never meant to pretend to be strong when you feel like breaking. You have me, your father, your friend, your creator, and I don't abandon my own. Speak to me. Tell me what burdens your heart. I already know, but when you speak, something sacred happens. Your heart softens and mine draws near. Let me be your joy when you wake, your calm when you are afraid, your peace when chaos surrounds you. Let me be the voice louder than your doubts. Let me be your beginning again. Yes, again. For I never run out of grace, never run out of chances, and never grow tired of you returning. Your life is not over. Your best days are not behind you. I am still writing your story, and the chapters to come are filled with beauty, even if right now all you see is ashes. From those ashes, I will raise you. From those scars, I will reveal strength. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not forgotten. You are seen. You are heard. You are mine. So take a breath. Be still. For in this moment, I am closer than your fears, stronger than your pain, and more committed to your healing than you could ever imagine. Trust me, even if it's just a whisper, a flicker of belief, give it to me. I will take your little faith and grow it into mountains moved, lives changed, and hope reborn. This is not the end. It is the beginning of a love story that has no limit. And I am the author. So stay, listen, and follow me, because what I will do next in your life will leave you in awe. You woke up today thinking it would be just another day. The same routine, the same thoughts, the same heaviness in your chest that you've grown used to carrying. But I'm interrupting all of that right now, because today is not just another day. It is the day I have chosen to reach deep into your heart and awaken something sacred you forgot was there. You didn't stumble upon these words by accident. I've been waiting for this moment. You've been searching for answers in all the noise. Now listen in the stillness. Let me speak what your soul has been aching to hear. I want you to stop punishing yourself for things I have already forgiven. The weight of guilt you carry, that's not from me. The voice in your head that says you're not good enough, that you'll never be more than your worst mistake, that voice is not mine. I would never speak to you that way. My voice brings peace, not torment, comfort, not shame. I speak with love even when I correct. And when I look at you, I do not see failure. I see my child, still standing, still breathing, still loved. You've been through so much. I know. You've survived battles others didn't see. You've smiled through heartbreak. You've carried responsibilities while your heart was breaking. You've poured into others when your own cup was dry. And still you're here, still trying, still believing. That matters to me. It matters more than you know. The strength you've had to fake for so long. Let me be your true strength now. You don't have to keep holding yourself together. I can do that for you. You don't have to impress me. You don't need a perfect prayer or a spotless life. I'm not looking for performance. I'm looking for your heart, just as it is, tired, messy, honest. When you cry alone in the dark, I see it. When you laugh but feel empty inside, I feel it. When you look in the mirror and struggle to love who you see, I understand it. And still, I love you, with a love that doesn't flinch, doesn't fade, and never fails. This world taught you that your worth depends on your achievements, your image, your perfection. But I never asked you to be perfect. I asked you to be real. I created you for connection, not competition. For joy, not constant pressure. For peace, not anxiety. Let me reset what this world distorted. Let me remind you that your worth is not measured by your productivity, your popularity, or your past. Your worth is sealed in the fact that I made you. I chose you. I delight in you. You've been fighting battles in silence, pretending you're okay because you're afraid no one will understand. But I understand. I know the battles behind your smile, the disappointments that haunt your quiet moments, the fears you keep hidden, and I'm not afraid of any of it. I don't back away from your pain. I step into it. I want to walk with you through the shadows until you see light again. I want to restore what life tried to take from you. Your peace, your identity, your laughter. Do you remember the last time you felt truly at peace? That stillness, that quiet assurance that everything would be okay. That wasn't a coincidence. That was me. I want you to feel that again, not just once, but every day, even in the middle of chaos, even when things around you don't make sense. My peace is not based on circumstances. It flows from my presence. And I am with you right now, right here. You are not lost. You are not too far gone. You are right where I can reach you. There is more to your life than what you've known. I have dreams for you that you haven't even imagined yet. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Why me? Because you are capable of more than you think. Because I see what's inside of you, what I put there. You're not just trying to survive, you're meant to thrive. You're not just a person in pain, you're a vessel of purpose. I've planted seeds of greatness in you, and I will water them until they grow into something beautiful. Just don't give up now. Not when you're so close to breakthrough. I know the waiting has been hard. I know the silence has felt unbearable at times. But even when I seem quiet, I am never absent. I am working in ways you cannot yet see. I'm arranging things in the background, preparing the path ahead, softening hearts, opening doors, and setting divine appointments in motion. Trust that the delay is not a denial. Trust that I am not late. I am right on time, and you will see the proof of that when it matters most. So today, give me your fears. Give me your anxiety, your confusion, your sadness. Place it in my hands. I can hold it. I can carry what you were never meant to bear alone. Let me be your refuge. Let me be the reason you breathe deeply again. I promise you, child, your story is not over. Your best moments are not in the past. Your most joyful days have not all been lived. There is more ahead. And it's not just survival, it's joy. It's healing. It's new beginnings. And I will walk with you every step of the way. You are stronger than you feel. You are more loved than you know. And you are never alone. I am here. I have always been here. And I will never stop loving you. Not for a moment. My child, you've looked for shelter in many places. You've run to people, to distractions, to anything that would numb the ache in your heart. But nothing ever lasts. Does it? The comfort fades. The voices grow silent. And once again, you're left with a heavy heart and the question that keeps returning, where do I belong? Let me answer that. You belong in me. You belong in the warmth of my presence, in the stillness of my love, in the embrace that never lets go. I have not forgotten you. I have not overlooked your struggle. I have not ignored your tears. I've been waiting, patiently, gently, for you to look up and see that I've been here all along. You see yourself as someone trying to find their way, but I see you as someone I've already marked with purpose. Before the world gave you labels, I gave you identity. Before rejection found your doorstep, I had already chosen you. I have not changed my mind. You are still mine. And nothing, no mistake, no wound, no fear can take that away. You've tried to fix yourself, haven't you? Tried to clean up your thoughts, heal your heart, silence the fear, and move forward like everything's okay. But the truth is, you don't have to do it alone. You never did. I am the healer. I am the one who restores what was broken. I take shattered pieces and make beauty from them. Not because you've earned it, but because I love you. And my love never runs dry. There is a tiredness in your soul that rest alone cannot fix. Sleep can't reach it. Food can't fill it. Music can't silence it. That's because it's not your body that's weary. It's your spirit. And only I can give true rest to your spirit. Not the kind of rest that comes and goes, but the kind that settles deep into your bones, that wraps around you like peace, that reminds you you're safe, you're held, you're home. I am that rest. Come to me, talk to me, pour out your thoughts, even the messy, broken, confusing ones. I'm not afraid of your raw honesty. I already know. I just want to hear it from you. This journey of yours, it's not meaningless. Every step you've taken, even the ones you regret, even the ones that led to tears, are part of something greater. I redeem what's been lost. I restore what's been stolen. I bring beauty out of chaos. So no, nothing has been wasted. Not the pain, not the time, not the waiting. All of it is soil, and I am planting something in it, something eternal. You may not see it yet, but I promise you the harvest is coming. And child, I know you've been comparing yourself to others, measuring your life against theirs, wondering why their joy came faster, why their paths seemed smoother, why their prayers were answered before yours. But you don't need to live like that anymore. I have a story written for you that is unlike any other. Your pace is not a mistake. Your journey is not behind. I'm not in a hurry with you. I am precise, intentional, and deeply invested in every detail of your life. Trust my timing, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. When the world tells you to rush, I ask you to rest. When fear tells you to panic, I invite you to breathe. When shame tells you to hide, I call you into the light. You are safe with me. My arms are open, not for perfect people, but for weary hearts who just want to be loved without condition. That is what I offer you. Not a love that's earned, but one that is given. Always, freely, forever. You may have felt invisible at times, overlooked, underestimated, unappreciated. But not to me. I see you. I see every hidden effort, every unseen sacrifice, every silent battle, and I honor you for it. Heaven knows your name. Angels have heard your cries. I've counted every tear. Not one has been in vain. There is a reason you are still here, a reason you woke up today, a reason you found your way to these words. It's because your story is not over, because there is still music to be sung through your life, still people who will be touched by your kindness, still beauty that will bloom from your scars. You are a carrier of light, even if you don't feel it yet. You were made for something more than just surviving the day. You were made to shine, not for applause, not for fame, but for truth, for love, for me. So come, beloved. Don't be afraid to start again. Don't be afraid to open your heart and dream again. I am not the voice of disappointment. I am not the whisper of fear. I am the Father who never walks away, the one who knows you fully and still chooses you every time. Come back to me, not as a stranger, but as my child. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a willing heart. Let me do the rest. The days ahead will not be free from challenge, but they will be filled with purpose, with grace, with my hand holding yours. I will lead you through valleys and over mountains. I will open doors no man can shut. I will bring the right people into your life and remove the ones who were never meant to stay. I will give you wisdom, clarity, and strength. And when you feel weak, I will be your strength. When you feel lost, I will be your compass. When you feel unworthy, I will remind you of who you are in me. And when the day comes that you finally believe what I've been saying all along, that you are loved beyond measure, that you are chosen and cherished, that you are not forgotten or forsaken, you will look back at all the broken places and see how they became sacred. You will see that I was with you through it all. And you will smile, not because life was easy, but because my love never let you go. So take this moment. Let it sink in. I am here. I am real. And I am not finished with you yet. You often wonder if you're too much or maybe not enough. You walk into rooms and question whether you belong. You replay conversations, analyzing every word, every silence, every reaction. You carry an invisible weight that no one else sees. A pressure to be stronger, better, kinder, quieter, louder, braver. You've convinced yourself that if you could just fix this or that, if you could just change who you are, then maybe you would finally feel whole. But I want you to stop. Not because I'm disappointed, but because you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to perform to be accepted. You don't have to exhaust yourself trying to be worthy of love. Because you already are. Right now, as you are. I never asked you to earn what I give freely. My love for you isn't based on what you do. It's based on who I am. And I am love. I don't measure you by your productivity. I don't weigh your value based on your achievements. I'm not waiting for you to prove yourself. I'm waiting for you to receive me, to let me in, not into the perfect version of your life, but the real one, the one with doubts and scars and unfinished healing. That is where I do my greatest work. You have hidden some parts of yourself even from your own reflection. You've buried pain so deep that you forgot it was still shaping your decisions. You've walked with a limp no one noticed, smiling while bleeding inside. But I noticed, and I didn't turn away. I never recoiled at your wounds. In fact, I drew closer. I placed my hand upon them, and I've been whispering, "Let me heal that." I'm not afraid of the broken places in you. I've always known they were there, and still I chose you. Still I love you. You've been told that to be strong means to hide your hurt. But true strength is not in pretending everything is fine. It's in honesty, in surrender, in coming to me and saying, "I'm tired, Lord. I don't have the answers. I don't even know how to pray right now." Do you know that even that is a prayer? Even your silence, your sighs, your tears, They reach me. I understand what no words can express. And when the world grows loud and life becomes too heavy, my presence becomes your sanctuary. You were never meant to fight these battles alone. I never created you to carry everything by yourself. That's why I said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That was not a metaphor. That was a promise. Personal invitation. And I'm repeating it to you now. Come. Not later. Not when you've got it all figured out. Come now. Come with your mess, your questions, your doubts. I won't reject you. I'll receive you. I always do. And child, it's time you stop believing the lies spoken over your life. The ones that told you you're not worthy, that you'll never change, that you're too broken, too far gone. I want to replace those voices with my truth. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not destined to suffer endlessly. You were born with purpose. I've placed gifts in you that this world desperately needs. And it's not too late, not even close. I will redeem every year the enemy tried to steal. I will restore the dreams you buried under disappointment. Lift your head. I know it's been bowed down in shame and exhaustion for too long, but I'm lifting your face to mine. Look into my eyes and see what I see. Beauty, strength, courage, the future. You are not a victim of your past. You are a child of the King, and I don't leave my children behind. You may have stumbled, but you haven't lost your place in my heart. You may have strayed, but you are not abandoned. In fact, every step you took away, I was following closely, waiting for the moment you would let me hold you again. And when I hold you, I don't just soothe your pain. I speak new identity over you. I rewire the way you see yourself. I show you how valuable you truly are, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are to me. You are my beloved. You are the one I rejoiced over when you were born. You are the one I think about constantly. You are the one I chose to speak to today. Not because you did everything right, but because I can't stop loving you. Nothing can change that. Not time, not sin, not fear, not failure. I know the storms around you seem loud, but listen for my voice. It's quieter, but it's steady. It doesn't shout, it calls. And it calls you by name. I am not far. I'm as close as your next breath. I'm not waiting for you to rise before I help. I'm reaching into the valley to carry you out. I will walk with you through the fog of confusion, through the darkness of pain, through the heat of trials. I will never grow weary of you. I don't run out of patience. My grace renews every single morning, and there's more than enough for you today. So lean on me now. Breathe. Let go of what you can't fix. Release what's not yours to carry. Rest in the assurance that I am handling the things beyond your control. And even when nothing seems to change right away, I am still working. I am still moving. I am still good. The healing may not be instant, but it will be complete. And the joy that follows will be real. My child, there is freedom waiting for you on the other side of surrender. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to earn your healing. You just have to let me in. That's all. Let me fill the cracks with grace. Let me turn your mourning into joy. Let me remind you who you really are. You're not forgotten. You're not lost. You're not too late. You are mine. And that is enough. You don't have to be fearless to follow me. You only need to be willing. Willing to trust when everything in you wants to run. Willing to open your heart, even if it's been shattered before. Willing to believe again, even just a little, that something good can still grow from what's been broken. That's all I ask. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not waiting for you to become fearless. I'm simply inviting you to take one small step toward me. And if your knees tremble as you walk, know that I will steady you. If your voice shakes when you speak to me, I will still listen. I don't expect you to be strong all the time. That's what I'm here for. You've built walls to protect yourself. I understand why. People have disappointed you. Words have hurt you. Trust was given and taken advantage of. And somewhere along the way, you convinced yourself that you'd be safer hiding. So you keep a smile on your face and your heart behind locked doors. But child, those walls don't just keep pain out, they also keep healing out. They block the very love your soul is crying for. Let me in. I will not break you. I will not misuse your trust. I come with no agenda but to love, restore, and breathe life into places you thought were gone forever. You may feel like you're behind, like others are racing ahead while you're stuck in place. But you are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are on a different path, one that I designed with intention. Some journeys take longer because the foundation I am building is deeper. Your character, your strength, your wisdom, all of it is being formed in the waiting. What feels like delay is often preparation. And when the time is right, everything will begin to unfold with clarity and grace. You will look back and see that not a single moment was wasted. I know you sometimes question whether you're lovable, whether anyone would choose to stay if they truly saw the parts of you you try to hide. But I already see it all. I see the anger you carry silently, the fear you try to ignore, the regret that creeps in during quiet hours. I see the way you beat yourself up for things long past. And yet, my heart does not turn away. I love you, fully, completely, without hesitation. You don't have to hide from me. I am your safest place, your most faithful companion, your truest home. There are dreams in you that haven't died. They're just dormant, buried under years of survival, covered by the dust of discouragement. But they're still alive, and I am calling them out now. Let them rise. Let them breathe again. The dreams I placed in you were never random. They were seeds of purpose, waiting for the right season to bloom. And I'm bringing rain. I'm bringing light. I'm bringing the right people, the right doors, the right strength. You are not forgotten in your calling. I am still planning wonders through your life. You wonder, what if I try and fail again? But child, what if you try and fly? What if this time the ground holds? What if all the brokenness was not the end, but the beginning of something holy? Failure doesn't disqualify you from my love. It often deepens it. I'm not afraid of your mistakes. I turn them into miracles. I use them to make you wiser, gentler, and more compassionate. Don't be ashamed of your process. Every scar tells a story. Every setback becomes part of your testimony. I am writing beauty into every page, even the ones you'd rather erase. There will always be voices that say you're not enough. But listen for mine. My voice says, you are exactly who I need for the plans I have. My voice says, you are stronger than you think. My voice says, you are loved, right now, right here as you are. And my voice will never lie to you. The world is loud, but I speak softly. Find me in the quiet. In the moments when you're tempted to give up, listen for me. I'll be there, reminding you that hope is still real, that redemption is still possible, that you are still becoming. Even in your weakness, I am proud of you. Every time you choose kindness instead of anger, every time you rise after falling, every time you pray when you're tired, every time you love when it's hard. I see it. Heaven sees it. And it matters more than you know. You are doing better than you think. You are growing even when you feel stuck. You are shining even when you feel dim. You are loved even when you don't feel it. Let me speak this clearly. You have never been a burden to me. Never too much. Never too broken. Never too late. I don't get tired of you. I don't grow weary of your struggles. I am not disappointed in your questions. I don't compare you to anyone else. I see you uniquely, tenderly, intentionally. My love for you is personal. It's not theoretical. It's lived, it's active, it's now. I walk beside you in every sorrow, every joy, every uncertain step. So breathe, child. Rest your weary heart. Let go of the pressure to figure everything out right now. You don't need a 5-year plan. You need 5 minutes of peace with me. And in that peace, I will give you strength for today, hope for tomorrow, and a quiet confidence that you are never alone. You are held. You are seen. You are cherished beyond words. This is not the end of your story. It is only the beginning, and the pages ahead are filled with light. You think the mountain in front of you is too big. You see the size of the problem, the weight of the responsibility, the silence in your prayers, and you start to believe you won't make it. You've been holding on, but your grip is slipping. You smile for others, but inside, the fear is growing louder. You ask yourself quietly, how much longer can I keep pretending I'm okay? And I'm here to say, don't pretend anymore. You don't need to fake strength in my presence. You don't need to hold back tears when you speak to me. I already know. I already see. And I'm not asking you to climb this mountain alone. I'm asking you to give me your hand. You've convinced yourself that strength means pushing through without rest. That faith means never feeling afraid. That trust means silence in the storm. But true strength is found in surrender. Faith isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to believe anyway. Trust isn't never questioning. It's coming to me with the questions and staying long enough to hear the answer in your spirit. Let me carry you through this season. Let me be the calm that your heart has longed for. You're not a failure for feeling tired. You're not weak because you've been crying. You're not alone because you don't know what to do next. You're simply human, and I love every part of your humanity. There's nothing about you that surprises me. I know every thought before it forms, every hesitation, every whisper of doubt. And yet, I remain. I stay. I choose you again and again, not because you've earned it, but because I've written your name on my heart. There is no distance you can run that will push you beyond the reach of my love. You may feel like you're unraveling, but I am knitting something new, something stronger, something sacred from the threads of your struggle. You ask, why is this happening? Why now? I know you long for explanations, but child, I am not always in the answer. I am in the process. I am in the unfolding. I am in the mystery that turns ashes into beauty. Don't despise this season just because it hurts. You are being refined, not rejected. You are being prepared, not punished. There are places I am taking you that require this stretching, this fire, this deepening of your faith. And I promise you, when it's over, you'll see what I was building all along. Do not mistake delay for denial. My timing is always for your good. What you call waiting, I call weaving, stitching moments together in perfect order. Every opportunity, every connection, every door. None of it will come too early or too late. I am never rushed, and I am never careless. My hand has never left your life, not even for a second. If you only knew how many times I shielded you, how many dangers I turned away before they reached you, how many nights I stood by your bed while you slept, you would never doubt again. Even now, angels surround you. Even now, my presence is close. I want to speak directly to that place in you that's grown numb, the part of you that's stopped expecting good things, the part that quietly whispers, maybe this is just how life is now. That's not true. I didn't create you to live in survival mode. I didn't call you into a life of quiet despair. I created you to live fully, to walk in peace, to taste joy again. Yes, joy. Not the temporary, fleeting kind, but a deep joy that sits in your soul like a steady flame, even when the winds blow. But to reach that place, you must lay some things down. Lay down the belief that you have to earn my love. Lay down the resentment you've been carrying, against others, against yourself, even against me. I know you don't always understand why I allowed certain things. I know it hurt, but I never left. I never ignored your cries. I never wasted a single moment of your pain. And I will never ask you to walk through something without bringing something holy out of it. There are people around you who won't understand the journey you're on. Some will misunderstand your silence. Some will judge your healing. That's okay. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be obedient to me. You're here to grow, to transform, to walk in purpose even when no one claps for you. You're not behind. You're not invisible. You are being molded by the hands of the one who sees the end from the beginning. Trust that, even if you can't see the full picture now. And when you feel like quitting, remember this. I haven't brought you this far to leave you now. You've already survived what you thought would break you. You've grown through things you never imagined you could endure. And you're not done yet. There is more ahead, more grace, more strength, more healing, more beauty. Don't stop now. Don't give in to the voice that tells you nothing will change. That voice is not mine. My voice says, keep going. I'm with you. You are closer than you think. So here's what I ask of you today. Come as you are. Bring your heavy heart. Bring your questions. Bring your fear, and let me exchange them for hope, for courage, for peace. Let me speak to the storm inside you and say, be still. You don't have to understand everything to trust me. Just stay close. Just let me love you. That's where it all begins. My child, lift your eyes. The mountain is still there, but so am I, and I will climb with you, step by step, until you stand at the top with tears in your eyes, breath in your lungs, and praise on your lips. You're going to make it, not because you're never afraid, but because you chose to trust the one who never lets go. There is something deep in your heart you haven't spoken of in a long time. The ache for your family to be whole again. You look at the distance between you and the ones you love, and sometimes it feels like a canyon too wide to cross. Words were said, wounds were made. Maybe some were never healed. Maybe others never apologized. And maybe you've tried to move on, to let time do the healing. But I see you. I know what you really want: peace, restoration, unity. Not perfection, but love that doesn't leave. I placed that desire in you, and I want you to know I care about it deeply. You wonder if it's too late, if the relationships that once brought laughter can ever be free of silence again, if the people who once held your heart can ever be close without hurting it. You look at the brokenness and think, it would take a miracle, and you're right, but I'm still the God of miracles. I'm still the one who brings dead things to life. And I haven't given up on your family, not for a moment. There are things I'm doing beneath the surface, softening hearts, opening eyes, stirring memories, creating moments of tenderness that you can't yet see. You're not alone in this battle. I am fighting for your home. My angels surround your house even now. My spirit hovers over every room where tension has settled. Every door slammed in anger, every night of silence, every word that wounded. I was there, not judging but grieving with you, longing for healing to begin, and healing will come. But child, let me begin with you. Let me begin by gently lifting the burdens you've been carrying. The blame, the disappointment, the unspoken sadness. I know you've tried to hold everyone together. I know you've poured yourself out, hoping someone would notice. I've seen you pray quietly in rooms where no one else knew you were crying. And I've heard every word. You are not unseen. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. I am working through your love, your patience, your endurance. Even when you feel like you're running on empty. Let me also speak to the pain you've buried, the moments you've replayed in your mind again and again, hoping for a different outcome. The harsh words that echo longer than they should. The absence of apology where you hoped one might come. I want to heal those places, not with forgetting, but with grace. I want to show you that forgiveness isn't a weakness, but a superpower. It's not letting someone off the hook. It's letting you off the chain, setting your soul free to breathe again. I will help you forgive, and I will also bring the healing that opens space for reconciliation when the time is right. Not every wound can be fixed in a moment, but each step of grace begins the restoration. Maybe you won't see change all at once. Maybe some hearts need more time. But I promise you this, your prayers for your family are not in vain. Your words spoken in faith, whispered when no one else was listening, have been planted like seeds in eternal soil. They will grow. Love never returns empty. It will reach them even when you can't. And I know sometimes it feels like you're the only one trying, the only one showing up, the only one hoping, but you're not. I'm with you in this. I'm planting faith inside you that is stronger than offense, more powerful than anger, and deeper than wounds. This kind of faith sees what is not yet visible. This kind of faith believes in healing, even when it hurts. This kind of faith holds on to the truth that I am not finished with your family's story. You want to see your children thrive. You want to see joy return to your marriage. You want to hear laughter at the dinner table again. And you will. I am the God who restores joy, the one who takes what was lost and brings it back. Not always the same, but always better. I am not done with your household. I am not done with your legacy. What the enemy tried to divide, I will gather. What life tried to weaken, I will strengthen. What seemed too far gone, I will redeem. So here is my invitation. Speak life over your home. Declare peace, even when things feel chaotic. Speak love, even when voices are raised. Pray boldly, bless freely, forgive often, show grace where it's undeserved, just as I have shown you grace. Don't give the enemy space to plant bitterness. Don't let division have the final word. Your home is holy ground. Your love is a weapon. Your prayers are a shield. I will be the firm foundation beneath every wall, every room, every heart. Don't measure your progress by what others do. Just keep being faithful. Keep showing up. Keep choosing love. You're not weak for hoping. It takes great courage to believe for restoration in a world that idolizes walking away. But I'm raising you up to be a peacemaker, to be a carrier of light, to be the one who breaks generational patterns, not by force, but by gentleness, by faith, by love that endures. And when you grow tired, come to me. Rest. Cry if you must. Let your tears fall into my hands. I will refresh your spirit and refill your heart. You were never meant to do this alone. I am with you. Every conversation, every silent prayer, every time you hold your tongue, every time you speak with love instead of pride. I am there. You're not just surviving the struggle. You are sowing seeds for a harvest of peace. And when the day comes, and it will, when healing begins to bloom in your family, when hearts soften, when joy returns, you will know it was never your strength that made it happen. It was my love moving through you, and that love will never fail. You've spent so much of your life trying to become someone the world would accept. You've adjusted your words, your dreams, your personality, hoping to be enough, to be seen, to be chosen. Somewhere along the way, you started to believe that your worth depended on how others responded to you. That if you weren't productive, needed, attractive, praised, or successful, you didn't matter. But let me tell you a truth that runs deeper than anything you've ever heard. You were loved before you did anything. You were chosen before you proved anything. You were mine before anyone had a chance to define you. The world gives you labels based on your performance. I give you identity based on your origin. And you came from me. No opinion can change that. You may have felt invisible in rooms where others were celebrated. You may have been overlooked, misunderstood, or even rejected. But I never looked past you. I saw you from the beginning, when you were just a dream in my heart. I knew your voice before you ever spoke. I delighted in your spirit before you ever walked. And every time you doubt your worth, I'm whispering the truth again. You matter. You are priceless. You are irreplaceable. I want you to see yourself the way I see you, not through the lens of fear, shame, or insecurity, but through the eyes of grace. I see someone resilient, someone who has fallen and risen, someone who kept going even when they had every reason to quit. I see someone who feels deeply, who longs for beauty, who is capable of extraordinary kindness. Yes, you've made mistakes. Yes, there are chapters you'd rewrite if you could. But you are not your worst moment. You are not your failures. You are not your flaws. You are not what they said about you when they didn't understand your heart. You are redeemed. You are loved. You are growing. You are enough. I know you sometimes struggle with the voice in your mind, the one that questions everything, tells you you're falling behind, that you're not doing enough, that others are doing better, living fuller, becoming more. And it wears you down, doesn't it? It makes you forget how far you've already come. It makes you feel small, stuck, defeated. But that voice is a lie, and I'm asking you to stop listening. My voice is different. I don't criticize your pace. I walk with you at your rhythm. I don't demand perfection. I meet you in your imperfection. I don't compare you. I created you uniquely, and I'm not finished shaping you. The work I'm doing in you is slow because it's deep. I'm not interested in surface-level change. I'm after transformation. I'm healing not just what's seen, but what's hidden. The childhood wounds, the patterns of self-doubt, the habits of self-sabotage, the deep-rooted fear of being abandoned or unloved. These things take time, but I'm patient, and I'm not leaving you partway through. Even if you stumble, even if you forget for a while, even if you fall back into old thoughts, I'll still be here. My grace doesn't expire. Do you know what I see when I look at you? I see my child rising. I see potential awakening. I see dreams beginning to breathe again. I see beauty that isn't flashy, but quiet and unshakable. I see strength forged in fire, joy rising from ashes, compassion born out of pain. You are not weak for needing time to heal. You are not broken for feeling emotions deeply. You are human, and I made you this way on purpose, with tenderness, sensitivity, depth, and fierce love. I know you long to feel whole, and you will, but healing doesn't always come all at once. It often comes in pieces, in the quiet morning when you feel hope again, in the soft tear that finally falls, in the moment you forgive yourself for something old, in the laughter that bubbles up unexpectedly after a long silence. These are the signs, child. These are the beginnings. I'm already at work in you, and as you heal, I will call you to rise, not just for yourself, but for others. There are people who need the gentleness you've learned through your pain. There are souls who will be drawn to the peace you now carry. Your story, even the parts you're still healing from, will become a beacon of light to someone walking through their own darkness. I will turn your vulnerability into your strength. I will use your wounds to bring healing to others. What once made you feel disqualified will become your ministry. But before you run to serve, first let me serve you. Let me fill you up. Let me sit with you in silence. Let me hold your trembling hands. Let me tell you again and again, you are loved. You are safe. You are never alone. The world rushes, but I am not in a hurry with you. The world shouts, but I speak in a still, small voice. The world demands, but I simply invite. And I invite you now to come home to yourself, to come back to me, to remember who you are beyond all the noise. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too late. You are not lost. You are not unworthy of joy. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are not what they said you were. You are mine, and I call you beloved. You've been walking through a season where nothing makes sense. You pray, but the silence lingers. You try, but doors stay closed. You hope, but disappointment seems to come faster than answers. And slowly, you've started to wonder, am I doing something wrong? Have I been forgotten? Is there even a purpose in this pain? Child, listen closely. I know it's hard to believe when you're in the dark, but you are not lost. You are not being punished. This season is not a sign of my absence. It is an invitation into deeper faith. The kind of faith that doesn't depend on what you see, but on who I am. The kind of faith that endures when feelings fade. The kind of faith that stands even when the wind howls and the path disappears under your feet. You see, trust doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in tension, in the space between the promise and the fulfillment, in the long middle where you want to give up. I never said the road would be easy, but I did say you wouldn't walk it alone. Even when your eyes don't see me, your soul still carries me. Even when your hands are empty, my hands are holding yours. You are not alone in this valley. What I'm building in you right now is not visible, but it's powerful. You are learning to stand not because the ground is steady, but because your roots are going deeper. You are learning to worship not just when blessings flow, but when tears fall. You are learning to trust, not in outcomes but in my character. And that kind of faith, it shakes the gates of hell. It moves mountains. It makes heaven lean in. I know you're tired of waiting. You want resolution, relief, rescue. And I promise you, it's coming. But first, let me teach you how to rest in uncertainty without falling into despair. Let me teach you how to breathe again when the answers haven't arrived. You don't need to have everything figured out to move forward. Sometimes, faith looks like taking the next small step with shaky hands. And that's enough. That is brave. There will be times when others don't understand your journey. They may think you've lost your way. They may question your hope, your timing, your obedience. But remember, they're not the ones who called you. I am. And I never make mistakes. I don't choose the qualified. I qualify the chosen. I don't call the fearless. I call the willing. I know what I'm doing with your life, even when you don't. I see what's ahead even when you can't. And I will not let you fall beyond what my hand can catch. Do not confuse silence with distance. I am always speaking, you just need to lean in closer. Sometimes I hide my face so you will seek my heart. Sometimes I quiet everything else so you can hear the whisper of truth buried beneath the noise. Don't rush this process. Don't measure it by how quickly things change. Measure it by how much closer you draw to me. That's the miracle. Not that your problems disappear, but that your heart finds peace even before they do. You've been holding on by a thread, but child, I am that thread. I am the strength in your weakness. I am the breath in your lungs. I am the voice that says, keep going. When everything in you wants to quit, when your feet are weary, I will carry you. When your hands can't lift in praise, I will receive the groan of your spirit as worship. I never asked you to be invincible. I only asked you to be available. And you are, even now, even in your questions, your frustration, your fatigue. I see your faith. It's not gone. It's just hidden beneath the weight of the day. Let me lift that weight. Don't be ashamed of your doubts. They don't scare me. I'm not angry with you for wondering how long this will last. I understand your humanity. I designed it. But I also planted eternity in your heart. That's why you ache for something more. That's why you can't be satisfied with easy answers or quick fixes. You were made to walk with me through deep waters, through fire that purifies, through wilderness that awakens vision. And when it's over, when this season lifts, you will emerge different. Not bitter, but better. Not hardened, but holy. You will look back and see that every unanswered prayer carried you into a deeper dependency. Every closed door redirected you to something greater. Every moment of silence was pregnant with unseen purpose. I waste nothing, especially not your tears. So tonight, if you can't sleep, just sit with me. Talk if you want, or don't. Just be. I'm not waiting for the right words. I'm just waiting for you. Let me wrap you in peace. Not because the storm has stopped, but because I'm in the boat with you. The storm may rage, but it will not win. I am greater than the wind. I am stronger than the waves. I speak, and the seas obey. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not failing. You are being formed. You are being prepared. And very soon, the dawn will break, and the path will unfold, and your heart will remember what it feels like to dance in joy again. Until then, hold on. I am holding on to you. My child, do you know who you are? You've listened to too many voices for too long. Some told you that you're not enough. Others made you feel like you're too much. The world tried to define you by your failures, your scars, your circumstances. It tried to reduce your value to numbers, appearances, and fleeting opinions. But none of those voices speak the truth. I do. And I'm here to remind you of what the world forgot. You are royalty in my kingdom. You were never meant to walk with your head down. You were not created to live in shame or shrink yourself to make others comfortable. I breathed my spirit into you. I formed you with intention and precision. You are not random. You are not average. You are not overlooked. You are mine. And because you are mine, there is a strength in you that is not of this world. You've forgotten how powerful you are, not because you're invincible on your own, but because I live within you. My spirit moves through you. You are a vessel of light, a carrier of my presence, a witness of eternal love. Heaven has placed authority on your life, not because of titles or perfection, but because you are willing, because you said yes when others stayed silent, because you kept walking when the ground was shaking beneath you. You may feel tired, but that doesn't mean you're weak. You may have cried, but that doesn't mean you've lost. Every tear has watered something sacred. Every trial has forged something eternal. Every setback has trained you in warfare. You don't see it yet, but the enemy fears what you're becoming. He's tried to silence you, distract you, discourage you, because he knows once you remember who you are, he cannot stop what I've started in your life. You've been through battles that others never knew about. You've survived storms that would have taken others down. You've risen from ashes again and again. Don't diminish your resilience. It's not pride, it's testimony. And I am proud of you, not for pretending to be strong, but for choosing me again when it would have been easier to walk away. Now hear me clearly. It's time to rise, not just in spirit, but in identity. Stand tall, not because your life is perfect, but because your foundation is unshakable. You were never meant to hide your light. You were never called to stay in the background. The time for fear is over. The time for self-doubt is done. I am calling you into boldness, not recklessness, but divine courage. The kind of courage that loves without fear. The kind of courage that speaks truth with compassion. The kind of courage that walks in the room and shifts the atmosphere, because my presence goes with you. You don't need approval to be anointed. You don't need permission to walk in your calling. I've already said yes. I've already opened the door. I've already equipped you. What you're waiting for is already inside you. Faith, fire, purpose, clarity. Stop waiting to feel ready. Just move and I will meet you in motion. Every step you take in obedience will be blessed. Not always in the way you expect, but in the way your soul needs. The world is full of imitation strength. Loud voices, shallow pride, empty confidence. But what I'm building in you is deeper. Quiet authority, holy confidence, a stillness that shakes hell. You don't need to shout to be powerful. You just need to be grounded in me, rooted in truth, anchored in grace. I've placed a sword in your spirit not to harm, but to fight for what is good, what is right, what is holy. You were made to protect the weak, to lift the broken, to carry hope like a banner through dry lands. You are not soft because you feel deeply. You are not disqualified because you struggle. You are not failing because you're still healing. My warriors don't always wear armor. Sometimes they kneel. Sometimes they cry. Sometimes they fall. But they always rise because I lift them. Let the world misunderstand you. Let them underestimate you. They did the same to me. But resurrection always follows rejection. What they see as weakness, I will use for glory. What they call lost, I will call chosen. What they call impossible, I will call finished. I do not write average stories, and you are not living an average life. You are walking through a sacred narrative. One written with blood, forged in love, sealed with promise. So stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for your fire. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to become who you already are. The world needs your light. Your family needs your strength. Your community needs your faith. And most of all, you need to believe again that you are not just surviving, you are rising. You are standing on holy ground, clothed in righteousness, wrapped in power, filled with grace. You were born for this. Everything you've walked through has led you here, not to defeat you, but to prepare you. You were made for bold prayers, big faith, and unshakable joy. You were created to speak life into dry places. You were chosen to be a reflection of me on earth. So walk forward, head high, shoulders back, heart open, eyes fixed on me, and know this: I go before you, behind you, beside you, and within you. You will not fall. You will not fail. You are exactly who I called you to be. Breathe, my child. You've been holding your breath for too long, carrying tension in your chest, walking with your fists clenched and your jaw tight. Worry has settled into your body like a quiet storm. Every decision feels heavy. Every thought spins into the next. You lie in bed but cannot sleep. You sit in silence but your mind won't stop. I see it. I feel it with you. And I'm not asking you to push through this moment. I'm asking you to pause, to breathe again, to come back to me, not as a soldier at war, but as a child longing to be held. You were not made to live in a constant state of survival. You were not meant to carry burdens so heavy they drown out joy. There is a place within me where all striving ends, where all fear fades, where you are simply safe. Not because your world has no chaos, but because my presence becomes your shelter. That peace you've been looking for is not found in the perfect outcome. It's found in me. I am peace. And when you rest in me, even the storm can't touch your soul. I know you've tried to find rest elsewhere, in distractions, in accomplishments, in people. But nothing quiets the soul like truth. And here is the truth. You are not responsible for holding the entire world together. You are not the one who must fix every broken thing. You are not the source of your own strength. I am. I always have been. You are not alone in the weight you carry. And you are allowed to put it down now. You see, the world rewards busyness. It idolizes progress. It whispers that rest is weakness and hustle is holiness. But that's not my way. Even I rested. Even I paused to call creation good before moving on. And if I, the maker of galaxies, took time to breathe, so can you. So must you. Because your soul can only carry so much before it begins to shut down. And I don't want that for you. I want life for you. Abundant, joyful, peaceful life. So come sit with me. No agenda. No pressure. Just presence. Let my words be like a soft rain on your tired mind. Let my spirit be the gentle rhythm that slows your pulse. Let me remind you that you are safe. You are held. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are simply human. And I love you in your limits as much as in your potential. You don't have to earn rest. You were created for it. You were made to dwell in me, not just run toward me in crisis. And I long for you to stay, not just when things fall apart, but when you simply need stillness. I am not only a refuge in trouble. I am your home in every season. Whether you're weeping or laughing, questioning or certain, doubting or dancing, I am still your place of peace. Let me teach you how to slow down again, how to notice the morning light, how to taste your food, how to breathe in the air I created for you. Let me reintroduce you to wonder. Let me awaken childlike awe in you again. You were never meant to rush through life. You were meant to live it. Fully, freely, deeply aware that every breath is a gift. Every moment is holy. Every heartbeat is evidence of my love. And when fear returns, as it often does, come back to this place. When you feel the panic rising in your chest, come back to the quiet truth. I am with you. I am for you. And I am in control. You don't have to have all the answers to have peace. You don't have to know the ending to rest in this moment. I am the God who sees the beginning and the end, and I say, it is good, even when you don't see it yet. Let go of the need to be perfect. Let go of the guilt you carry for things you cannot change. Let go of the imaginary deadlines, the pressure to always perform, the fear of missing something. You are not late. You are not lost. You are right here with me. And that is enough. You were made for more than survival. You were made for peace that surpasses understanding. You were made to walk through this world as a sanctuary. Calm in chaos, anchored in storms, steady even when everything around you shakes. And I will teach you how. Slowly, kindly, one day at a time. You don't have to master peace overnight. You only need to return to me each day, each moment. I will be here. So rest, my beloved. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath deepen. Let your soul exhale. You are not falling behind. You are falling into grace. You are not weak. You are learning to be still. And stillness is where you hear my voice most clearly. Not in the noise, not in the rush, but here, in the pause, in the quiet, in the calm that comes when you remember who I am and who you are in me. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not too far gone. You are mine, and I will be your peace. Have you noticed how quickly life moves? Days blur into nights. Weeks pass before you even realize. You're always reaching for the next thing, the next task, the next goal, the next breakthrough. And in that constant reaching, you forget how much you already have. You forget to notice the sacred moments hiding in plain sight. The warmth of sunlight on your face. The laughter in someone's voice. The breath in your lungs, the softness of morning air. You forget that life itself is a miracle, each moment, a gift wrapped in grace. My child, slow down and look again. I didn't create you just to work, to hustle, to strive. I created you to delight, to behold beauty, to feel wonder. You were made to live with a heart that says, thank you, before it even understands why. Because gratitude doesn't begin when everything is perfect. It begins when you notice what's already good. It begins when you realize that even in your pain, there is something worth praising. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a weapon. It breaks chains of entitlement. It silences the voice of comparison. It pulls your eyes away from what you lack and sets them on what you've been given. When you choose gratitude, you invite me into your everyday life. Not just the high points, not just the celebrations, but the ordinary, the in-between, the unnoticed. You say, I don't have much to be thankful for, but child, you have breath. You have survived things others did not. You have lessons that came through pain, and joy that still finds you in the dark. You have kindness within you that never quit, even when the world was harsh. You have people who've walked with you, even if it was just for a short season. You have strength that no one saw you earn. You have today, and that alone is enough to begin. There is power in a grateful spirit. It shifts the atmosphere of your heart. It realigns your focus. It opens your hands, not clenched in fear, but open in worship. You were never meant to walk through life with bitterness in your bones. You were never meant to look only at what's missing. That's why I've placed beauty everywhere. So you would remember how much I care, even in the smallest details. Every flower that blooms, every star in the sky, every bird that sings. It's all speaking, all declaring, you are loved, you are seen, you are surrounded by wonder, but you must choose to see it. You must quiet the noise and open your eyes. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about discovering that even when it's not, I am still good. And there is still beauty to be found, even in the ashes. You've spent so long chasing happiness when what your soul really longs for is joy. And joy is different. Joy doesn't depend on what's going right. Joy lives in your spirit even when your heart breaks. Joy is the echo of gratitude. It rises when you say, even this, even now, thank you. Start small. Thank me for the air you breathe, for the strength to get out of bed, for the food on your table even if it's simple, for the eyes that can read this message, for the heart that still hopes, even after all it's endured. Watch how that thankfulness expands. Watch how it fills the cracks inside you with light. Gratitude rewrites your inner dialogue, teaches you to speak from abundance, not scarcity. It teaches you to bless what you have instead of cursing what you lack. And soon, it changes the way you see the world. You no longer wake up dreading the day. You begin to anticipate the miracles waiting to be noticed. I am the God of more joy, more beauty, more grace than you could ever imagine. But sometimes, you must learn to honor the little before I release the more. Not because I'm testing you, but because I want you to see the treasure you've already been entrusted with. Thankfulness also heals. It softens anger. It humbles pride. It untangles envy. It reminds you that you are not forgotten, that you are not empty-handed, that even now, yes, even now, I am blessing you in ways you can't yet see. So let gratitude be your song. Let it be the melody you hum in traffic, the prayer you whisper while folding laundry, the rhythm of your walk through every season. Let it lift your heart when life feels heavy. Let it lead you into joy again. The enemy wants to convince you that there's nothing to celebrate. But I'm here to tell you, there is always something. The sunrise, the smile of a stranger, a quiet moment of clarity, a deep breath that fills your lungs after a long cry. These are not small things. These are my fingerprints. You don't need to wait for everything to be better to give thanks. Gratitude is not a destination. It's a doorway, and once you walk through it, you'll find that joy has been waiting for you all along. So right here, right now, say it with me. Thank you. Not because everything is perfect, but because even in the imperfection, there is grace. Even in the mess, there is meaning. Even in the waiting, there is wonder. Thank you for the journey. Thank you for the growth. Thank you for the breath. Thank you for the gift of being alive today. And as you speak those words, watch how peace begins to rise. Not because the storm is gone, but because your soul remembers. I am with you, and I always will be. It's time, my child. You've been standing at the edge of something new, feeling it stir in your spirit, an urge to move, to change, to step into the unknown. But fear has held you back. What if you fail? What if you lose what you've built? What if the road ahead hurts more than the one behind? But listen, growth always begins with surrender. And I am not calling you to leap blindly. I am calling you to walk boldly, with me, into something greater, into something freer, into something you were made for. Yes, change is uncomfortable. Letting go of what you've known, especially when it's kept you safe, is never easy. But safety isn't the same as purpose. You weren't born to settle in survival mode. You were born to become. You were born to stretch, to rise, to be transformed. I am not calling you away from comfort to punish you. I am calling you toward promise to fulfill you. You keep asking me to bring newness into your life. You want fresh joy, new beginnings, a deeper sense of purpose. But child, new wine cannot be poured into old wineskins. You can't carry what I'm about to give you with the mindset that once held you captive. You must let go, not of everything, but of what no longer aligns with who you're becoming. Let go of the fear that keeps you in circles. Let go of the shame that whispers you're not ready. Let go of the idea that you need to have all the answers first. Let go of the need to control outcomes. You don't need to understand every step. I do. And that's enough. I am the God who makes all things new. Not better versions of the old, but new. A new heart, a new vision, a new peace, a new identity. But with every new beginning, there must be an ending. There are chapters that must close, not because they weren't valuable, but because they've already served their purpose. Don't stay loyal to a season I'm calling you out of. What I have for you next cannot be reached if you refuse to move. This next part of your life will require courage. The kind of courage that doesn't always feel loud or bold, but the quiet kind that says yes even with trembling hands. The kind that shows up day after day when no one else sees. The kind that walks forward in faith, not because everything feels right, but because I am leading. And I promise you, what's ahead is not just different. It's better. It's deeper. It's more aligned with the true you. The version of yourself that's been buried under layers of old pain, fear, and expectations. I'm not trying to change you into someone else. I'm revealing who you've always been under all the noise. You are not your past. You are not your patterns. You are not your old titles, roles, or habits. You are a new creation, and I am writing something fresh through your life. Not a repeat of yesterday's rhythms, but a new melody that will make your soul sing. Don't be afraid if you feel out of place during this transition. That's what becoming looks like. Your spirit knows the shift is holy, even if your emotions aren't caught up yet. That restlessness you've been feeling, that's your spirit outgrowing the old. That inner tension, it's the stretch of transformation. Trust it. It means you're moving. Yes, people might not understand the changes in you. They might question your decisions, but their confusion is not your cue to stay small. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to obey the whisper that stirs within your soul when everything else is silent. That whisper is mine, and it's saying, follow me. You don't have to race. You don't have to rush. Just move. One faithful step at a time. With each step, I'll unfold more. With each step, I'll strengthen your legs. With each step, the path will become clearer. And when you look back, you'll see that it was never just about the destination. It was about who you became on the way. So let go. Not out of fear, but in faith. Not because you're losing, but because you're growing. I'm not asking you to walk away from your life. I'm asking you to walk into it fully. To stop hiding behind comfort. To stop delaying obedience. To stop dimming your light to keep the peace. You were made for more than maintaining. You were made for multiplying, for creating, for rising, for living fully awake in every part of your being. I am doing a new thing in you. Do you not perceive it? Even now, it's springing up. Even now, I'm clearing the path. Even now, I'm softening hearts, rearranging circumstances, opening doors you never thought possible. Step into it. Say yes to the uncomfortable beauty of growth. Say yes to the version of you that I see when I look at you, not the broken one, but the becoming one. Not the tired one, but the anointed one. Not the stuck one, but the called one. And know this, when you take that first step, heaven moves with you. I go before you. I walk beside you. I carry you when needed. And I will never stop reminding you, you are not who you were. You are who you are becoming. And who you are becoming is radiant. You didn't come this far just to survive. You didn't walk through the fire just to sit in the ashes. You didn't wrestle with the darkness only to live with the scar. I didn't pull you out of the pit so you could stay afraid to rise. I brought you out because I've called you to victory. Not just survival. Not just getting by. victory. And not the kind this world defines, not trophies or applause or things that fade. I'm talking about the kind of victory that transforms the way you breathe, the way you see, the way you live. The kind of victory that turns past wounds into wisdom, sorrow into strength, trials into testimonies. I have never wasted a single battle you've faced. Everything, every pain, every delay, every disappointment has led you here. And here you will rise. I want you to stop living like a defeated soul. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are not a victim of what happened to you. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. You carry divine authority because my spirit lives inside you. Heaven backs you up. My promises cover you. My angels surround you. And my word cannot return empty. You've forgotten how powerful your voice is when you speak in alignment with my truth. You've forgotten the strength in your praise, the fire in your prayers, the authority in your presence. I want you to remember what I've brought you through. Remember what tried to break you and failed. Remember that when everyone else walked away, I stayed. And now I'm telling you, this is your time. I am awakening your spirit. I'm shaking off the fear, the doubt, the self-pity. I'm silencing the lies that said you're not ready, not worthy, not strong enough. I'm placing fire in your bones and courage in your heart. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not just waiting for rescue. You are the one I've raised for this moment. I've seen the way you've endured. I've watched you keep walking when your legs trembled. I've heard your whispered prayers when no one else knew you were struggling. And I have not just listened, I have answered. Some of the answers are already here. Some are unfolding. And some are still hidden, waiting for the perfect time to be revealed. But make no mistake, child, I am not done. You will see victory, not because of your strength, but because of mine. Not because the battle is easy, but because I've already overcome. Not because you always feel fearless, but because faith was never about the absence of fear. It's about refusing to bow to it. And you, beloved, have not bowed. You've stood even when it cost you. And that matters more than you know. I've placed a crown on your head, not one that man can give or take away. A spiritual crown, forged in surrender, soaked in grace, and set in place by my hand. Wear it boldly. Walk with the confidence of someone chosen, appointed, sent. You are a light in the darkness, a living testimony, a walking miracle. You are living proof that I still restore, still redeem, still resurrect. Don't shrink back now. The enemy wants you quiet. He wants you discouraged. He wants you afraid of your own anointing. But I've already declared, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not the fear, not the past, not the shame, not the opinions of others. Nothing will stop what I've destined you to become if you keep walking with me. Do not wait for the circumstances to feel perfect. Do not wait for every question to be answered. Victory begins when you choose to believe now, in the middle of the unknown, in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the process. This is where glory starts. When you lift your eyes in faith. When you say, even here, God is with me. Even now, I will not give up. My presence goes with you. I go before you to prepare the way. I walk behind you to protect you from what you cannot see. I stand beside you so you are never alone. And I live within you, so your strength never has to come from yourself alone. So rise, not timidly, not halfway, but fully. Let the past fall away. Let the fear melt in the light of my truth. Let joy return to your heart. Not because life is perfect, but because you know who walks with you. Victory doesn't always look like loud celebration. Sometimes it looks like peace in chaos, forgiveness in pain, gratitude in the waiting, quiet confidence in a noisy world. You are already living in that kind of victory, child. Every time you chose to stay, to believe, to pray, to hope, you were winning. And the best part? There's more ahead. You haven't seen the fullness yet. You haven't touched the greatest fruit of your faithfulness. But it's coming. It's rising like the dawn. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep speaking life. And soon, very soon, the things you've only dared to dream will begin to unfold before your eyes. Because I am not just the God of beginnings. I am the God of completion. Now that you've walked this far with me, pause for a moment. Breathe. Feel the stillness around you. This is not just the end of a message. It's the beginning of a new way of seeing, of being, of living. You've been searching for answers, for healing, for direction. But what I've really been giving you all along is myself. And that is the gift that changes everything. You see, my love isn't just a feeling to be received. It's a home to live in. It's a presence that surrounds you when the world gets loud. It's a constant rhythm beating within your spirit, reminding you that you are never alone, never abandoned, never unloved. My love doesn't visit you only when you're good, or strong, or brave. It abides with you always, in weakness, in silence, in joy, in confusion, in every single moment. I didn't just want to give you peace. I wanted to become your peace. I didn't just want to answer your questions. I wanted to walk with you even when you had none. I didn't just want to lift your burdens. I wanted to teach you how to walk light, how to live free, how to rest deeply in the truth of who you are in me. You've been asking, God, what's next? And I say to you, walk with me, not in fear, not in pressure, not in performance. Walk with me in joy, in surrender, in quiet strength. The road ahead will not always be smooth, but you will not walk it alone. I will be your voice when yours trembles. I will be your courage when you feel small. I will be your peace when the world shakes. And when you forget who you are, I will remind you again and again. You are mine. You were not created to live like everyone else. There is a mark upon your life. You carry something eternal. You've been entrusted with my spirit, not so you can be perfect, but so you can be real, so you can love when it's hard, stay when it's painful, shine when it's dark, rise when it seems impossible. This world needs what I've placed in you. It needs the kind of love that endures, the kind of grace that forgives, the kind of hope that keeps standing after the storm. This is not a goodbye. I never say goodbye. I say I am with you always, and that means always. When you get it right, when you fall again, when you feel on fire, when you feel numb, I am still here. My love doesn't waver like the world's. It is not fragile. It doesn't depend on your perfection. It is anchored in my own faithfulness. There is more ahead than you've dared to hope for. There are songs waiting to be sung through your life, stories still unfolding, lives still waiting to be touched by the way you love. And I will be with you through every step, every turn, every unknown. You will hear me in the quiet. You will feel me in the laughter. You will see me in the sunrise, in the tears, in the breaking and the rebuilding. The journey does not end here. It never ends with me. It only deepens. So walk forward with joy, with wonder, with gratitude. The same God who has carried you this far will carry you farther still. Not because you deserve it, but because I delight in you. Because you are my child. Because I will never stop loving you. And when you feel like you've wandered again, remember you don't need to find your way back to me. I'm already where you are. I always have been. All you have to do is whisper, and I'll be there, closer than your next breath. So come, not to the end of something, but into the fullness of everything I've always wanted for you. A life of deep peace, of quiet power, of unshakable love, of everlasting hope. This is my promise to you. I am with you, I am for you, and I will never, ever let you go.
You've heard his voice, gentle, strong, unchanging. You've been reminded of who you are, and even more, who he is. But this is not the end. This is the beginning of something new. Carry these words with you, not just in your mind, but in your spirit. Let them guide your choices, comfort your nights, and awaken your courage. And whenever you forget, come back here. His voice is always waiting, and so is he. If this message stirred something deep within you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Let someone else hear what God is still speaking. And above all, stay close. Because the closer you draw to him, the more you'll discover you are never alone.